And good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope your day is starting out great. I got a really good scald on my coffee this morning. It's really, really good. Maybe it's because it's raining outside, kind of cold, and boy, it's always good to enjoy a good cup of coffee when it's cold and rainy outside. Anyway, my name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and this is what I call my morning musings. I'm sharing with you, in response to some viewers' questions, my thoughts on what happened to the believer before AD 70 in the coming of the Lord, and what happens now. Well, Hebrews chapter 9, 6 to 10, very clearly tells us that prior to the coming of Christ, prior to the parousia, there was no entrance into the most holy place. It really didn't matter how, quote, righteous, unquote, a person was. Paul addresses the situation under Torah, and he says all of those who are under the law are under the curse, because the law says, "Cursed is everyone who does not continue in all things that are written in the book of the law to do them." Galatians 3:10 and following. And he likewise speaks of the futility of life under law. And he says, the blood of bulls and goats can never take away sin. Hebrews chapter 10, 1 and 4. He tells us in Galatians 3, 20 and 21, if a law could have been given that could give life, then verily righteousness would have been through the law. So here is the situation for those prior to Christ. There was no entrance into the most holy place because there was no forgiveness. And remember, forgiveness is a barrier. It's separated between man and God. Isaiah 59, 1 and 2. Your sins have separated between you and your God. So, prior to the work of Christ, there was no entrance into the most holy place. But the book of John, in this regard, is surely one of the most thrilling and comforting of the Gospels, in fact, of all of the New Testament. 9 times Jesus makes a promise that those who believe in Him, those who follow Him, will never die. I want to read to you just one or two, sort of at random. This is the will of Him who sent me, and everyone who sees the Son and believes in Him may have everlasting life. And I will raise him up on the last day. Verse 48, I am the bread of life. Your fathers ate manna in the wilderness, and they are dead. This is the bread which comes down from heaven, that those who eat of it may not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread that I shall give is my flesh, which I shall give for the life of the world. Wow. John 8:51 is one of my favorite passages. If a man keeps, which is in the present active indicative, which indicates if you keep on keeping my word, notice, he shall never die. Now we're forced with kind of a dilemma here, or at least we're faced with a choice. If Jesus was talking about physical death, and so many times the Jews really believed Jesus was speaking about physical death, when in reality he was not, nor could he have been. But notice he says, if a man believes on me, if a man keeps my word, he will never die. Now, here's the choice. If Jesus was speaking about physical life and physical death, then pretty clearly no one has ever properly believed in him since the day he spoke those words. Because there's a 100% death rate, even among the most faithful Christians, since Jesus uttered those words to the present, And everyone living biologically now is also going to die physically. Well, does that mean that we don't keep his words? No. It means that Jesus was making a promise concerning a kind of life that biological death does not negate or destroy. It answers Job's questions. If a man dies, will he live again? Well, here's Jesus' answer. And by the way, have you ever noticed the real force of John chapter 11? Well, we'll save that for next time. All right? Hey, thanks for joining me. Thank you for the kind emails, the good comments in regard to this series. I hope that it is indeed helpful. Be sure to check out my websites, www.eschatology.org, www.bibleprophecy.com. Don't forget, I discuss all of these things in this book, We Shall Meet Him in the Air, The Wedding of the King of Kings, as well as another book that I've recommended to you very highly, and that is Sam Dawson's Essays on Eschatology. Sam has an even more extended discussion of death, Hades, hell, etc. than I do in this book. I highly, highly recommend Sam Dawson's book. You can order both of those books on my websites if you mention that you saw the offer on YouTube or on Facebook. No charge for shipping. All right? Hey, thanks again for joining me for this morning's Morning Musings. You have a wonderful day. I'm going to enjoy my great cup of coffee. Again, you have a great day, and we'll see you on the flip side.